let's say that maybe the Antichrist is around. And maybe the Antichrist is the king of Israel. Who is the king of Israel? Donald Trump. Donald Trump, king of Israel. According to Israel, according to the president of Israel, according to the signs in Israel, there are signs painted, put up, all over the place. He's such a king that he moved Palestine's capital to Jerusalem and made it Israel's capital. Why? Because he's the Antichrist. And he has to wipe out any possible coming of Christ immediately, before it happens. That way he can come forth and call himself the chosen one. Now, have you ever heard anybody call Trump the chosen one? Yeah, all the Christians. All the evangelist Christians in America, all of them, called him the chosen one. On the news, he stood there and said, I am the chosen one. Then he went to Israel, and they named him the chosen one. What happened after that? He decided he would move Jerusalem because he's the chosen one. He'd move it, or at least the capital. Having Jerusalem remain where it's at, but move the capital of Israel to Jerusalem and eliminate Palestine altogether as a state of consciousness, as anything, as a history. You got to do that. You do that by getting rid of the Christians in Israel. Have you seen that on the news? Getting rid of Christians in Israel? Not a word. Not a word. Yet that is what's happening. If you look at it, they say the plan is to bring Arabs back, Muslims, and Jews. But the thing is that even up to recently, there were only 3 people in Israel, 3 kinds of people. Muslims, or Arabs, Christians, which were number one, and then Muslims, and then Jews. Christians were number one. Not anymore.
Donald Trump, basically the king of Israel. So that's how a radio host referred to the president today, and Trump quoted his remarks in a series of tweets this morning. The president thanking Wayne Allen Root for calling him, quote, the greatest president for Jews and Israel, and also for saying that, quote, they love him, Trump, like he's the second coming of God.
So who would do that? Who would come and claim such a thing? And who would do what they're doing to Israel? Who would move Jerusalem? Who would send his own son-in-law to rip apart Palestine and bring Zionism into Israel? Who would do that?